All right, what's going on, guys? It's the Alley Park Podcast. We got my boy Lucas back. This is your third time on the third or fourth.
Yeah,
Is this
third time's a charm.
this is the third one? This is crazy. I mean,
Mhm.
every time we post you, the videos get views and everyone likes listening to it. So I like catching up with you. So like, how have you been recently?
I've been good. It's been a pretty, I know, like personally, we haven't had the chance to talk that much this summer, but it's been, I think, since our last podcast. So obviously, graduated college, played my senior year of college baseball, and it's kind of interesting how like everything changed for me a lot pretty much after I graduated because when I was in my senior year of college, like I was still in that mindset of just playing college baseball, being an athlete and looking for a job. And then obviously like on the side I was recording more music with my buddy Xander from Sony Pass Studio. And this past summer, I mean I started working a full-time job and I'm still writing music and performing on the side. But I've also been a little bit more active in just my social media content and like my present on Instagram, TikTok, and even Snapchat. So my world's kind of gone from school and baseball to work and music.
What's it kind of like like almost like the afterlife of college? Like knowing that like in a couple weeks like you're not going to be in a classroom. Like has it like kind of hit you that you're done, or are you still kind of adjusting to it?
I think it started to hit me actually when my last semester started. I remember when I was going into the fall semester of my senior year, I still felt like graduation was a long ways away. And then about February of this year is when it kind of hit me like this your last time stepping on a baseball field with your teammates. It's your last time like playing this sport like competitively with a school team. You know, it started to hit me kind of before it ended. So once we got to March and late April, the like the drama of graduating and being done with baseball, it just wasn't really hitting me that hard anymore.
Mhm.
And I had by the time I graduated, I had kind of had my job lined up. I knew I was going to keep doing music, and I just had a lot to look forward to, which made the transition from college and college baseball into the real world. I guess if you want to call it the real world, that's kind of what made it easy for me. Is I knew what I was going to do.
Yeah. So like you enjoying life a little bit more now that you don't have to worry about baseball as much, or is it still?
I mean, I think I'm enjoying life the same, honestly, just in different ways because I was definitely happy, you know, hanging out with you and all my teammates at Albright. You know, I was still recording music. I was still, learning in school. I have the same kind of schedule now because obviously I'm working a regular job, but I'm also giving a lot more time to music than I was while I was a college athlete, obviously. And obviously, I'm very happy at my new job, and I'm very happy writing music and performing. So it's definitely different, but I feel like I'm enjoying life just the same.
When's the first concert gonna be?
I'm not sure yet. I've been in touch with a couple like bars in Philadelphia and just like open mic spots. I've gotten a couple like follows and DMs on Instagram just from people in Philadelphia. Like they have these karaoke spots or just these bars where they'll bring in small artists to perform for one night. And when it comes to performing, I've done, like I have a speaker and I have a mic and I've performed for like 10, 15 people and it kind of ends there. I've started working on something where I might do like a live performance and just stream it on social media
Mm-hmm.
because it's still obviously my job is my first priority. So it makes it difficult to kind of get yourself out there and perform at a large venue when, the weekends are tough. I can't afford to travel all over the country. I kind of have to stick to like Philadelphia area. So right now it's just small venues and I I'm hoping that something will open up for like a fair or a school concert. So that's kind of up in the air right now.
You want me to step in and help you book somewhere?
I mean, we can certainly talk about it a little more off camera. I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Get you a
It's
big venue.
I mean, again, I wouldn't mind it at all. Sometimes it's really tough in the world of music because we both grew up very close to each other, so this very small area, it's like what you're trying to break into is fairs. You know what I mean?
It's
I
true.
If you lived right outside of Pittsburgh, I'm about an hour and a half from Philadelphia. If I lived really close to the city, my goal would be to get into the restaurants, the karaoke bars, and the small venues that they have in the city. When you're kind of in a small town like this that's full of, high school fairs or like farm plays, events, that's what you're trying to break into because that's when the whole town will see you. That's when you get a lot of cameras on you. There's not really many opportunities outside of that to go and perform your music.
Yeah. Dude, maybe you could hit up like a Amish party type thing. Perform for the Amish.
I mean, I would be open to it. When I did my photo shoot for the Tone Deaf EP, that was at this park right across the street from this big Amish farm. It's been there my whole life, and
Mhm.
there's some places that do that. Like I remember listening to a podcast with Luke Bryan, and he kind of got his start playing shows at farms. So it's possible.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how active they are at parties and stuff, but you think you're gonna crack under pressure though? Like when you got to get up and perform in front of a ton of people, like you think that stage fright the first couple of times is gonna hit you, or are you gonna be like a seasoned vet almost?
I mean, I don't have a ton of experience with singing in front of people, but I have a lot of experience with talking in front of people, which I think that's a little bit harder to do than performing because I remember I would do talent shows in elementary through middle school, and I usually felt pretty good. You might get nervous, but once you go out there and get into performing mode, you feel like you've stepped outside your own person and you're just like performing your art. But when I was in high school, I used to give a lot of speeches for different clubs and high school events. That's a little more nerve-wracking than singing
Mhm.
because you are like showcasing your entire personality to the audience, and I think you're being a lot more vulnerable than you are singing. So, I'm confident that, you know, I can deliver pretty well in a concert, but I mean, I haven't performed a venue for like 100 people yet, so we won't know until I actually do it.
You winning those contests in middle school?
For the talent
Yeah,
shows
for
when
the
I was
talent
young,
shows. Yeah, you winning those or no?
I won one year actually. I remember it was like second grade all the way to sixth grade, and I know I won one of the years when I performed "If Today Was Your Last Day" by Nickelback.
Mhm.
So that was the one year I know I won. I think the other years, like I came in third or fourth or whatever.
Mhm.
I did when I was doing the contest in high school for like public speaking. I won a couple awards for that as well.
Yeah, do you mind just like giving like a little snippet of that song? I'm not too familiar of it. Like, could you give like a couple seconds of it?
I can
Yeah, I
sing it
mean,
if you
I'd
know.
love to hear you sing it.
Would you make your mark by mending a broken heart? You know it's never too late to shoot for the stars, regardless of who you are.
Oh yeah, no, that's definitely first place worthy. 100%. I know it
It.
wasn't even close either.
I wish I could remember what I think I was the only person in the talent show that was singing. Everyone else was like, they were like dancing or they were doing magic tricks or they were just like playing instruments. When I was growing up, it was very unique to be like a solo singer. There were
Mhm.
people that were in chorus and played instruments, but I think that's one of the reasons why it was hard for me to pursue music as a kid because I just didn't really have anyone else around me that was into like the singing and performing side of it.
Yeah. Yeah, you ever like thought about like spicing up like so if you were to perform, would you be like the type that's like you'd be playing the guitar too or no?
I definitely would want to. I would want to mix it up because I really like someone like Morgan Wallen, and obviously he's performing for like 50, 60,000 people.
Mhm.
His set list is usually a mix of he'll get on the guitar, get on the piano, and stay still and have like an intimate moment with the crowd. But then he's also he has some songs that are very up tempo and high energy, so he'll just get on the mic, run around the stage, jump a little bit, and that's when you really get the crowd involved.
Mhm.
So I would definitely want to do both because from my days being an athlete, I like high energy events. I like kind of getting the crowd involved. But I also, because the music I have out right now, I have some stuff that's very vulnerable. So
Mhm.
I would want to like get on guitar, dim the lights, and have a moment where I just stay still and we really focus on the music.
Yeah. Would you ever consider like taking your shirt off during one of your performances?
I don't know if I would want to go like the Gap. What is it, Gavin Adcock? He he's a country singer. Like he goes nuts. I don't think he's ever worn a shirt for his shows, but I don't know if I would do that because I, I just think that makes it a very controversial show. You can, I would want people to appreciate the music and I would want people to appreciate the performance that I'm putting on. But I think sometimes people can go a little too far with like what they do. Some
Mhm.
people, want to make some sort of a big statement when they're at the show. So if I were to do something like that, I think that just alienates some of the crowd and they're gonna just not like the rest of the show after that.
Yeah, you just want them listening to your music and not looking at your body the whole time, kind of thing.
Kinda. I mean, I would like them to appreciate the art and like not just me.
Nah, you don't want them looking at the physical figure, just the voice. I
I
honestly
mean,
think like you could start like posting like some like TikTok videos, like you just shirtless playing the guitar and stuff. Like if you really wanted to get wild, you could do like you could literally have like sit on like a stool type thing and just nothing on, just covering with your guitar. Like that would get some views. Like that people would remember that.
I don't know if I want to go through that whole rage bait video again because I kind of already experienced that earlier this summer.
Yeah, you kind of want to like kind of get into that a little bit. I know. I mean, I saw the video and like I didn't see any of the comments, but like you kind of just want to get into like you don't have to get in like super specific stuff, but like just want to talk about like that type of stuff.
No, I think it's kind of an interesting subject I was thinking about. So I'll first start. If you don't know what video I'm talking about, I posted a video on all my social media accounts. I think it was back in early June or late May. It was the day I graduated college. So basically, for a while, I was thinking to myself, I have these couple of new songs that I recorded, and I wanted to think of new ways to promote my music because Tone Deaf did very well for the very first batch of music I ever even recorded, let alone released. But about 2 months after it being released, streams started to trickle down a little bit, and my views on social media weren't doing as well. And one of the things I noticed that a lot of major artists are doing now is they will post like a 60-second music video on social media and kind of lip sync their own songs over it,
Hmm.
which I kind of thought I didn't think that was a big deal, but I thought, I mean, that could be an idea to get my music out there a little more. So after graduation, I went over to my mom's house and, we were taking pictures just to celebrate graduation. And then in the middle of it, I just brought up this idea. I was like, hey, I have this idea to record a video to promote my songs. Can you film it? And I was still in a full suit, you know, didn't change, didn't really put much thought into the choreography of the video or like where we did it. I just leaned up against the house and the song was my single Home and it hadn't even been released yet. So we filmed the video. It's about 45 seconds long, and basically, I'm leaning up against the house, lip syncing my song, and then I walk out onto the patio. And at the end, I just kind of say, like, point to the sky and give a rock symbol. And I put home over that video and posted on Instagram and TikTok, and it got a very different reaction than I'm used to. And, we were talking about this a little bit. This kind of just comes with the territory, but so up until that point, my videos were getting I would have the occasional video get like 1,500 views, and then a lot of them were just getting like anywhere from 500 to 600 views on
Hmm.
Instagram and TikTok. But after 24 hours, this video got to like 2,500 views. I think on TikTok it got to like another 1,500, and there were a lot of likes. It was being viewed longer than usual, but there were also a lot of comments and a lot of shares. and there were a lot of people just hating on the video. They were
Yeah.
calling it rage bait. They were saying like the song was bad. There were also, I mean, that was
Rage
about
bait.
60 to 70% of the comments, and I
Yeah.
saw it. I think on Instagram it got shared almost 500 times, and on TikTok it got shared like another 300 times.
Holy crap.
So yeah, I mean, it didn't. I don't know if I would classify it as viral, but I think right now combined over all platforms, it has 8,000, 8,500 views.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I do to a degree, I can understand why some people on social media might view it as I hate using this word, but cringe or rage bait because look, I'm in a full suit lip syncing one of my songs that hasn't been released yet. And you can like or dislike the song. Like I post my music before, but it never got this reaction. And I think people in the comments obviously weren't specific why they disliked it. They would just
Mhm.
leave like a couple words saying they don't like it. And then I did have some people saying, good song, like your stuff. I ended up getting like 100 more followers after that video. But it kind of showed me that when you start doing something new and you start kind of dipping your toe into this world of social media and marketing yourself, whether it's an influencer doing like a day in the life video or music, you sometimes have to be okay with the negative reactions and the positive reactions. So that's what that video kind of taught me. And, I had a couple other videos that hit definitely had some more views and definitely had some more negative comments. And I'm not mad. I'm not regretful that I posted that video. I look at it more as just like a learning experience of okay, it drove up. I mean, the numbers reflected it. Home at the time was one of my highest streamed songs upon release. So I think the video helped. I
Mhm.
got more followers. Ever since that video, I consistently get more views on my social media page. So from in a big picture sense, I'm happy I posted it and I don't mind that it got the attention that it did. However, it definitely is that was like a punch in the face to the world of social media where it's kind of like you just have to get used to this comes with like growing your channel, marketing yourself a little bit more and sometimes people aren't going to like it.
All right. So I know you've been like working, obviously grinding, trying to make new music and everything like that. So you kind of want to go into detail of like some of the stuff you have coming up and maybe releasing soon.
Yeah, so well it's been about 6 months since Tone Deaf came out.
Mhm.
And since then I after it came out, I did not do as good of a job marketing it as I probably should have, and that kind of comes with the learning process of just putting out your own music and being on social media. And during my spring semester of college, Sony Pass Studio and I got back together and we recorded 3 new songs that I was going to put out as singles, and they're all out right now. The last one just got released about 2 weeks ago, and this time around, it felt like we were able to spend more time kind of making the proper edits and kind of making certain changes and adjustments to the songs in general instead of me just adapting and learning to what it's like to record in a studio. So the songs are Home, Highway Heartbreak, and Because of You. And those three are, I don't want to say they're a diversion from the theme of Tone Deaf, but they're definitely a progression forward from my music. So I wanted to have because I want to break into the country genre. I wanted to have a song just referencing my pride and like my gratefulness for my hometown. Just a song talking about you love your hometown, you love where you come from, and obviously we grew up in a similar area. Small country town. Everybody kind of knows everybody, so that's what home is really about. And of all the songs I released, I would say either that one or Fall in Love Again is probably my favorite just because of the melodic sequence, the messaging. I'm very proud of that one. And then the other one, Highway Heartbreak, that one is kind of a different it's the first time I've ever done falsetto in a song.
Mhm.
And I would like to think I'm a better singer now than I was at the time I recorded it. So I would love the opportunity to re-record that song and try to do like the high note in the chorus. But that one I remember was just thinking of one day while I was writing a new song and kind of gives. insight into a personal experience I had where, you know, I was in West Virginia and you've got a long car ride going home, and I put an interesting spin on it where it was like you're with a girl, you feel like you're in love and you're in this great place, but kind of out of nowhere things go wrong and you guys go your separate ways. So then you go home and it's like you're going through this entire heartbreak on the highway home. So that's what I wanted to make the song about, and I it seemed to connect with a lot of people. um, I also recorded a similar video that I did for home. It didn't pop off the same way, but
Mm-hmm.
it was just kind of me in my backyard, like lip singing to that song. And then Because of You was just put out 2 weeks ago, and that one, I've always, when I write new songs, this is the first song where I kind of broke my philosophy of have a happy ending. So if I'm writing a breakup song or a love song or a motivational song, I usually like to have like a positive ending in the bridge. So I don't like to just kind of leave the listener, sad or in a negative state, even if it is a sad song. I like to put a positive spin on it at the end. Because of You, I kind of broke that rule because I remember it just encapsulates the feeling that you might have when you're in a relationship for a long time with someone you genuinely care about and it ends, but it kind of ends your reputation along with it. Like people look at you differently. You know, there's these stories going around about you that just aren't true, and then you're also just upset because you're wondering like, how did this go so wrong so quickly? So
Mm-hmm.
that song I'm very proud of for like the messaging, but also kind of it's a sad song that sounds a little happier. And I'm obviously I didn't have the time to record 10 songs, but I had about 10 or 11 songs that I was picking from, and those three just felt right to record as like the follow-up singles from Tone Deaf.
Mm-hmm. When are you gonna release your very popular song?
Oh, that believe it or not, so I because it's not out yet, we'll try to like keep it on the download, but you and I know which song I'm talking about. And so I kind of re I didn't rewrite the lyrics, but I did rewrite like the melodic sequence because as I learned more as a writer and an artist, I realized that this song actually has like a lot of potential, but it needs to be fixed. The music needs to be fixed. So I've been working on that. I have an entire song like written and I have a rough demo ready. It's just kind of about a song like that. I feel like the thing is I feel like it is a form of rage bait in a song for some people, but I also feel like a lot of people will kind of hear it and think the metaphor being used, the tempo, and just the general like theme of the song, it's unique and you've never heard anything like it before. So when you have a song like that, you want to release it right. You don't want to just, put in half the effort and say, well, I have an acoustic version of it. I'll just put it out.
Mm-hmm.
I want the opportunity to do it right.
Yeah, I mean, I've been waiting for this song for a while now. I don't know, man. I don't know if it's ever getting released. Seems like it's just gonna stay unreleased forever. Yeah.
No, not forever. I'm kind of looking into different opportunities to record it. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I might get back with Sony Pass Studios for a couple more songs. Like, I'm open to that. It also depends on just where I decide to go forward with my music because that song I almost look at it as like it's a gem that you have to release at the right time, you have to record it at the right time. You know, I just feel like it would be an injustice to everyone who hasn't heard it if I just kind of say, well, like I have a version of it, so I'm just going to put it out anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that's kind of giving me hope about, the potential for the music going forward is I just got updated a few days ago that Home and Fall in Love Again have made it onto radio playlists for Spotify,
Oh wow.
which for me, for any artist, that's, you know, pretty substantial step going forward just to get it out to people who don't know you. So I've seen an impact with my streams and just with my social media like content going up and the views going up with those songs being added to a playlist. So we'll see what happens going forward.
Yeah, I mean, kind of just like listening to everything about like you writing songs and about your music. And this might be just like a basic question or like almost a funny question, but you like genuinely like your music, yeah?
I do. I think I listened to it and I'm definitely like, this is a good song. And I think it was written very well. It is produced very well.
Mhm.
But also when I hear it, it's like every day I'm working so hard to progress as a singer, as a guitar player. So it's kind of like your perspective on it will change as you get better. Because I think to myself, man, like if I was at this level when I recorded Highway Heartbreak, I would have done this differently with the falsetto, or maybe I would have written it with this chord progression. So I'm very critical of myself. So I just kind of look at it like I'm proud of it. I'm very happy that I recorded it, put it out, and I will put my name behind it forever.
Mhm.
But also, it's like I want to continue to progress forward, and my goal is to make the next song I release better than the last.
Yeah. So of your released songs, how many times do you think you've listened to it? Just like
Um,
we cranking these
I
songs
think
every day or
"Fall in Love Again" is probably the one I hear the most, just because that's definitely it's my most streamed song,
Mhm.
and it seems like that's the one people like the most. It gets the best reaction, so I hear that one probably almost every day. Whether it's I play it on my phone, I hear it on social media, or like sometimes my family members and my friends will like sing it back to me as a joke. So that it's kind of nice when you have a song like that one where like the first two lines of a chorus can just stick in your head. It's like an earworm. Like you were never the reason. And that first line is what seems to stick with everybody.
Mhm.
And I'm definitely happy about that. I appreciate the fact that I was able to do something like that as a writer. After that, I mean, I listen to all of them probably at least once or twice a week. The other thing you got to remember is I listen to them 100 times before they even came out.
Mhm.
Like all these songs I wrote by myself. I did the music by myself, and then obviously my buddy Xander was in the studio with me, putting it all together. And I listened to 100 different versions of it 100 times as I was going through the writing process.
Mhm.
So almost at some point, they're released, and you're almost ready to move on to the next one because you're like, it's new to all the listeners, but I've heard it 150 times.
Yeah. I was just curious how much you go back and listen to each song. Like, is it included in your playlists or?
I mean, I download it. I download all my music onto Apple Music,
Mhm.
so I'll listen. I'll listen to at least one of my songs at least every day, and it's interesting when you listen to your own music how you don't listen to it the same way. You kind of listen to it and you think, what if I went up with this note and down with this other, or what if we added like a piano here? It you almost dissect it a little bit. You don't
Mhm.
listen to it the same way as I would listen to Morgan Wallen or Bailey Zimmerman.
Yeah. So like, is your end goal? I would say is like getting up to their status.
My end goal is kind of the same as it was with baseball. I want to go as far as I can in a way that it makes sense.
Mhm.
And what I mean by that is I want to keep writing songs on the side. I want to keep, any opportunity I have to like perform on the weekends, I'll take. And I'll keep marketing the music I already have out and basically just push it as much as I can until it just, goes stale or people aren't streaming it anymore. And I obviously don't want to be naive with my music. I don't want to take a big step forward that I don't believe I'm ready to take. It's kind of all about just taking it one day at a time and say, all right, here's what I want to do to be a better singer or a better guitar player. This, right now, what I would project for the next month is I'll keep posting covers on social media and then just kind of look for outlets to perform to a group of people. And right now, I'm working on a project where I might put out like an acoustic EP,
Mhm.
which easy to record, easy to write, but it's just another way to market myself and get more material out there to the fans.
Mm-hmm. So who's like your dream, I guess, like feature on one of your songs? Like who would you love to have on one of your songs at some point?
That's a tough question because I feel like as a country artist, most people would say like Morgan Wallen or Luke Combs, but I would really want to work with Chase Matthew. And the reason I say Chase Matthew is because, first of all, I actually helped set up one of his concerts.
Really?
And so when I was at Davis Elkins College, I he performed there shortly after his album "Come Get Your Memory" came out, and it was an interesting scenario because they were just asking for students to like swing by and help set up the stage. So I set up the stage. I think it was his drummer and his bass player. Like I met them and spoke for him like 30 seconds, but I didn't get to meet him unfortunately. But I set up the stage, went to the concert, and it was awesome. But that moment on, I started listening to him more, and I'm a fan of his music, but I'm also a fan of his ability to write, market himself. He has great music with like interesting sounds and a good message. So, and like me, he has kind of a deeper register. So I feel like if we were to hop on a song together, our vocals would kind of mesh very well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for those reasons, I would go with Chase Matthew.
So you think that you would probably be like the better artist on that song? Like you know how
My
like sometimes like I guess an example for what I'm asking is when Lil Baby and Drake made a song. Lil Baby made the song, Drake came on as a feature. But I think that Lil Baby carried the song. So like you think in your situation would you carry the song or you think you're going to more rely on him?
it's so tough because you and I probably look at it in different ways. Like if I were to sit down, if I were to write the song, one of my friends would produce the song and he would hop on vocals and that was it. I would probably look at it as like, yeah, I carried the song because I basically brought the finished product to him, which happens a lot in the music industry. Like sometimes a group of people will like literally create the song and hand it to an artist. But well, by the way, his voice, I just think it's so unique that his sound, even if he only said 3 words in a song, he might carry the song. But if we were to write the song from start to finish and then record together, I don't see how he wouldn't carry the song because he has years ahead of me in experience, years ahead of me in like performing, understanding what it takes to make a song. So I wouldn't, where I'm at right now, I would never say like I would carry the song, but obviously I think I have something unique that I could bring to the table on a song that he he doesn't have, and
Mhm.
same goes vice versa. So I don't know if he only sang like the second verse and I sang the rest of the song, then people would probably look at it as like I carried the song. But having Chase Matthew on a song just changes the entire dynamic. So,
So is he kind of like your male celebrity crush?
I mean, he's my idol for sure. Like
But like would you consider like a celebrity crush?
no, I would not
Nah.
consider a celebrity crush.
Nah, he's not.
No,
Who
not a
is your
celebrity
celebrity
crush.
crush?
I That's a good question. I honestly don't know if I have one. Like I I don't find myself like crushing on celebrities that much. Like when it comes to just like being attractive, I might look at someone and say like look at a actress and say like yeah, like she's attractive, but it that's it. Like I don't think about them a lot. That's what I interpret as a crush is like
Mhm.
you think about them all the time.
Okay, who do you think the hottest celebrity is? Male or female? Whatever you're
Come on.
into. Whatever you're into. I'm just throwing it out there. I accept everyone and I just
Uh Honestly, it's a tough question. Mm, may maybe because I mean I like her as an artist, but Lainey Wilson.
trying to think of what she looks like. I mean, I think I know who you're talking. Like I've heard her music. I think I know what
One
she
of the
looks
big
like.
Yeah, I mean she's obviously very popular country singer. I think
Yeah.
she's engaged to Duck Hodges from who had the stint with the Steelers.
Yeah.
So there's no shot, but like,
But like
country singer.
if she was single, like and you like saw her in person, like how would you approach her?
I mean, the songwriter side of me would probably pop out first, and I would want to say like, "Hey, let, let's work on a song together. Like, let's hop in the studio." And I mean, if she was single, probably by the end of the song, I would say like, "Want to go out to dinner in Nashville?" Like, I would definitely shoot my shot. Why wouldn't you?
But like what's like the line you would use? Like you have a go-to line?
That's funny. I don't really use pickup lines. I feel like I don't feel like they ever work because it again, if it is somebody that I actually like have a genuine crush on, I would want to build some sort of emotional connection. And I
Mhm.
feel like pickup lines, they immediately tell someone like you are not looking for something emotional. You're just like looking for a fling. So that's why I never use pickup lines. I also don't think they ever work. Even if you're just genuinely trying to be funny, I just think they're an immediate like nope.
I don't know, man. I think they work. I've used a couple. I think some of them work. They just have to be good, but all right, let me set the scenario. So like say you're just walking around like Nashville and she like walks like nobody's like bothering her and like she's just walking mind her own business like and you go up to her not thinking like a songwriter. What are you saying to her? Like you're trying to take her out maybe to a nice dinner, maybe a steak dinner. I don't know what she's into, whatever you're into, but what is like your go-to thing to say to her?
I mean, I would probably just walk up and say, hey, you're Lainey Wilson, right? I'm Lucas. Pleasure to meet you." And usually from there, you can tell their level of interest.
What if she's like
Excuse me.
fully
So,
interested in you?
and I would just straight up say, "Hey, can I get your phone number? Maybe we can go out to dinner tonight."
Where would you take her?
I don't.
Like a
There's.
McDonald's
I mean,
or
there's. I mean, honestly, that might be something she's never had before.
yeah, I mean you
She
kind of
might be caught off.
yeah, she definitely would be caught off guard because she's probably used to all these high end dinners. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna take you to McDonald's. We're gonna get like a quarter pounder, that type of stuff.
I mean, honestly, I wonder if that might work. I've never tried that before. I've definitely had some, doozy like first lines or asking out a girl, but I feel like something different or unique is probably the best way to go.
Hmm.
They've never heard before.
Yeah, like if you're asking, you want to go to McDonald's later. A girl of that status, I would imagine, never had a guy ask her to do that. So right there, you're kind of winning because she's gonna remember that for a while. Even if she says no, she's probably gonna think about it, be like, man, I really should have taken that date to McDonald's. But I mean, if she says yes, you're in that. So I would say so. This is my final pod or my final question, and this will kind of like almost tease into our fourth podcast that we're gonna film at some point. So with playing music, do you see that yourself getting more girls, the same girls, less girls? Like what's kind of that
Uh,
situation?
I mean, I as I do music more, I definitely, will get messages and comments. But what's funny is when I go on Instagram, because Instagram and TikTok are kind of different worlds. On Instagram, I've gotten a lot more follows from other girls who do music. So
Mhm.
they're not flirting with me, they're not asking me out. They're just saying, "I like your music, I like your content." Maybe for a day we'll DM each other and then that's kind of the end of it. TikTok is kind of where I get some more like flirtier messages or people just say weird stuff responding to the music and nothing comes of it really. I'll either delete it or send one message back and then that's the end of it. So I haven't playing music definitely it gives you something unique and it gives you just, something cool to say about yourself, whether you go on a date or just talking with new people. It's like, yeah, on like I have a full-time job, but on the side, I play music, I perform, I write songs, so I feel like it is kind of a character builder for me.
Mhm. You ever just led with, "Oh, I'm a musician," instead of saying you have a full time job, just being like, "Yeah, I'm like a full time musician."
I never have, but
Maybe
I
that's something
might.
to consider.
I mean, if I go down to Nashville, that definitely will be my first line because you're in country music heaven.
Hmm.
So I feel like I can just walk up and say, I have music on Spotify. You can look me up, Lucas Myford. I've got a Tone Deaf EP. I've got three other singles that are out. Take your pick.
Yeah, I mean, if I had your voice, I'd be using it, like using all the advantages. I'd probably be going, bringing, like walking around like the city and playing my guitar, singing to girls, trying to pick them up like that. But that's just me. But that's if I had your voice. I don't have a very good singing voice, so can't really go up and use the podcast and like interview someone just right there to get a girl. So
I mean, I think on a like kind of a serious note, it one of the things I have noticed is when I talk to people, you know, when I talk to some girls about my music, it's you kind of get two different reactions. You'll get one reaction where they're surprised and like because not everyone writes songs and performs. It's like, wow, that's pretty cool, or tell me more about it. And then you get some people who just kind of dismiss it because they figure if you're not Morgan Wallen or Bailey Zimmerman, one of the biggest artists in the world, and you say like I do music, they kind of just write it off and they don't take you seriously.
hmm.
So those are kind of the two different reactions I get when I tell someone I do music.
So you said you got some like flirty texts and stuff, correct?
Yeah,
What's like the
but they didn't
what's
really
the
go.
best one? What's the best one? I know there's got to be a
Um,
couple that at least made you give a little smile, maybe blush a little, but what's like your top one?
I'm pretty sure I posted a video on TikTok of me lip syncing to "Fall in Love Again," and the girl just simply sent back a reply, and she said, "I didn't think I would fall in love again until I saw this video."
Was she your type?
But I mean, I didn't even respond to it, honestly.
Dang, dude,
Just kind of left.
she was flirting with you and you didn't even.
I mean, the thing is that we kind of talked about this on the last podcast. Yeah, it's kind of fun and it's interesting to like get those messages from girls on social media, but I don't really want to start anything like that. I don't want to start anything by, getting a DM or sliding to someone's DMs and like, "Hey, I make music or you're pretty. Let's go out on a date." I just think that's an odd way to start a relationship or
Yeah,
like
but I
start
mean,
anything.
it's definitely an interesting way, but I mean, if she's your type, like you kind of got to take the shot.
I'm not opposed to it. Like I'm not completely opposed to something starting that way, but like usually if I send a message back just saying like thank you or like trying to start a conversation, it's over. Like they just don't reply or the conversation goes nowhere.
Maybe you should slide in the DMs like making songs about these girls. Like almost like take
I,
like an interesting way at it and almost like sing it instead of just texting it. Like maybe you could pick up
like
a lot more girls like that.
I mean, I feel like that's an idea. I've personally never done that. I don't
Sounds
know.
like you don't
I
like it.
I just don't see that working. I
Have
just
you
don't
tried it?
I haven't tried that, no, but I do
So
know people who have like tried that. Like they'll walk up to a girl and like try to showcase a special skill they have, or they'll use a pickup line and they get dismissed right away. So I see that and I just say I think the best way to approach girls is just go up and introduce yourself and try to start a conversation.
yeah, I mean, but it's also entertaining to kind of try some of these ideas, see, because like it could work. Like you could right now be like, yeah, that's not working. That's a dumb idea. But like you try it, the girls loves it. That could be your wife
Mm.
right there.
I mean, I would want a girl who wants me for me, not just my singing.
It's a good answer. I like that answer. But I just had to ask that question just because it's gonna kind of pertain to when we film our fourth part. So I feel like that was a good tease for everyone listening.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to. I think obviously when I filmed my first podcast with you guys a little over a year ago, I don't think either of us envisioned, that we would kind of keep coming back or like do more content together.
Mhm.
So it's definitely been a pretty wild ride to kind of see the changes that have happened since the first episode.
Yeah, 100%. And I just want to thank you for coming on again. Good luck with everything in the future. It sounds like you got a lot of big plans coming up, and I'm fully here to support this. Keep posting all your stuff, and I'll keep resharing and everything any way that we can help you. Just let me know, but it's definitely good to see how much progress you've been making over the past couple of months just putting everything out there. So, yeah, I mean, that's great.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. And same goes to you. I mean, I know the podcast has been doing really well. Continue to put out more content. You continue to put out more podcasts. So I think kind of motivating to have do obviously podcasts and music are different, but
Mhm.
it's kind of good that we stay in touch just about how social media is going, music and the podcast kind
Mhm.
of keeps a fire lit under you to keep going
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah, I 100% agree. But yeah, thanks again for coming on, and everyone that's listening, go follow Lucas on all of his socials. Listen to his music. My mom loves his music, so there's a good thing. But just his all of his links and everything will be in the description or on the screen at somewhere. So make sure to check it out. I mean, he's an up and coming artist. He's gonna be better than Morgan Wallen, so definitely go and check him out. But yeah, thanks again for coming on.
I appreciate it, man.